with another of my pet peeves. Here's another top 100 NFL player ranking, this one from ESPN. And to me, the top 10 or so should always be quarterbacks because the position they're playing is so much more valuable than, say, receiver. I'm sorry, Michael, and sorry, Keyshawn, but receiver is a position dependent on the decision-making and the elusivity, I'll get it right, and accuracy and arm strength of the quarterback. It's much harder to play quarterback than receiver. Not that receiver is easy to play at a Hall of Fame or a first pick in the draft level, as you guys know. But there's no way Justin Jefferson is the second best player in the NFL after Patrick Mahomes ranked number 1. Wait, Justin Jefferson is second? And Lamar Jackson is 20th? Would you take Justin Jefferson over Lamar Jackson, who's ranked 20th? No, I wouldn't. And there's no way CeeDee Lamb should be ranked 33rd. That's 5 slots above Dak Prescott at 38. I'm okay with Dak at 38. That's probably about where he belongs. But CeeDee is 5 slots better. No, CeeDee has to depend on Dak to throw him the football. So let's start with the Hall of Fame receiver, Michael Irvin. Should Justin Jefferson be ranked second overall?
Let me say this, man. Let me tell you something. And I remember hearing about Justin Jefferson, man, coming out of high school. Jerry Sullivan, who coached me coming out of high school, is a very good friend of mine. He worked with Justin Jefferson. He called me and said, hey, man, listen, there's this kid coming. He was working out with Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. He works him out. He said, there's this kid. He says, ever since I've worked out with you, he's the only kid that I've ever seen as competitive as you.
Really?
And he said, his name is Justin Jefferson. Wait till you hear it. Wait till you see this kid. And he was spot on. He was telling me about how when they worked out Justin Jefferson, he said, Jamar Chase has all these physical gifts, but just hanging out with Justin Jefferson made him understand how to work. I love this dude. I love this dude. I talked about it. Last year, I loved him so much, I stepped way out on that ledge and called for Kirk Cousins to be the MVP. Because I knew once we start mixing system with talent, we were going to have an explosion. We talked about this earlier when you talk about the system beating system that we have in the league now. All these touchdowns I used to watch Jerry Rice get on those reverse motions and just shot to the end zone. I'm thinking, you didn't beat a cornerback. That was a system that got that touchdown. You know what I'm saying? And now you got Justin Jefferson in a system that produces like that. Hey, he was going to explode. He'll continue to explode. But putting him second, I don't mind you put him above quarterbacks. I have an issue with him being above the quarterback that made a meteoric rise in Jalen Hurts right now. Because that Jalen Hurts quarterback ended up in a Super Bowl. And Justin Jefferson, my dude, top receiver in the league, he didn't get that deep in the playoffs. So yeah, I don't have an issue with him being number 2 because he's a great receiver. But above Jalen Hurts, yeah, I got an issue with that.
Yeah, when you talk about the number 2 player in the National Football League and there's not a quarterback sitting there, you take issue with it, right? You just do. Jalen Hurts,
When
Joe
a quarterback
Burrow,
has success like Jalen Hurts.
Josh Allen.
I ain't putting Josh Allen above.
Y'all just name a quarterback.
You got Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes.
So let me ask you this question. So let me ask you a question then. Would you trade Justin Jefferson for Josh Allen? I'm just asking you a question.
Oh, no, if I need a quarterback.
It's a yes or a no.
But if I need a quarterback.
It's a yes or a no.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. If I need a quarterback, yeah. But if I got a good quarterback, I'm not.
How about if you're Minnesota?
Let me clean it up for you and make it easy.
Am I going to take Kirk Cousins? Am I going to take Josh Allen with Kirk Cousins? Yes, I will.
Okay, I was going to make it easy for you. I was going to make it easy for you. If I'm just giving you a hypothetical, just clean it up for you. If I came to you and I said, you could have Josh Allen, give us Justin Jefferson, but you'd have to cut Kirk Cousins. Would you do that deal?
It just became the worst team.
Come on. No, I'm just asking you. That's all. So when you look Justin Jefferson, he is one of the top 6 to 7 receivers in the National Football League, by far. Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, and then if you want to go A.J. Brown and even a big dude, a DK Metcalf, if you want to do that, all of those guys to me are interchangeable, right? To me they are. I like a certain thing. Yes, the league is made up of schemes now. A lot of schemes, getting open picks, different things of that nature. I think he's a hell of a talent. He catches the football, he puts a football in his hands, he does some amazing things. But to sit at number 2, come on, man.
Would you guys agree with me that the position you played is ultimately a dependent position?
I would agree with that.
Okay. I used to always say to people, I need 11 people. See, the math.
You do.
Here's why I need 11. Because you remove me. I need the offensive coordinator to call the play.
Okay.
And I need the other 10 dudes to do their job for me to get the football.
How many routes in your life did you run and think, open? I'm open. Where's the football?
I wrote a book. So you already know how I feel.
What I would say, to agree totally with you, a position that's dependent on other factors, you're dependent on the O-line, the quarterback, all these things, the coordinator. Like, you can't be top 10 in this National Football League. You are you are dependent on everything else. I think a pass rusher, Nicholas John Bosa. You talk about Micah Parsons, somebody like that.
I have no problem with that.
You know what they're dependent on? Their effort, their technique, their approach. That's the thing that makes them dominant players. So if you talk about, would I take Justin Jefferson or Nicholas John Bosa or Micah Parsons or a passer, T.J. Watt? You're taking those guys because you know they're going to affect the play every play regardless. They don't have to have the ball. They don't have to have a play call.
That's a strong case. That's a strong case.
No, it is not. Let me give you an understanding of what is done from a guy at that position. I'm not saying quarterback is not tough to play, but you got to discern and decipher things. That's why the shoulders up talent is so important. But playing wide receiver, I got to be out wide. I got to run down this field 20, 25 yards. I got to catch a football that somebody is throwing at me, coming at some ignorant rate of speed between heaven and earth. I got to snatch it out the air, find my way to the ground when everybody trying to take my head off, turn around and go run a touchdown. You won't tell me the dude running back that's trying to tackle a quarterback is more gifted than that. Get out of here. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Yeah, more valuable. I'm not even saying that. I need chunk plays in this game.
You don't play enough plays, Mike. You don't play enough plays to be that valuable. Y'all take too many subs, too many water breaks.
I don't play enough plays. If I played 3 plays, and I saw Randy Moss play 3 plays, all 3 were touchdowns. He called hitches and was some touchdowns. You gonna tell me? And I heard you yesterday say defense wins championship, and I had already gotten on you one time, so I let you make it on that one because I said I don't want to get on you too many times on the first day. But the truth is, defense don't win championships. Points win championships. You can stop people on defense 100 plays, and one person make 1 point, 1 score on offense, and you lose. You made 99 great plays, and you still lose.
I saw a Super Bowl
defense don't win
10-3.
Super Bowl.
I saw 10-3 Super Bowl. I saw 10-3 Super Bowl, and that's a defensive game. There's not 40 points being scored in these Super Bowls. Right. So they lost your mind.
Skip, I
believe you stop somebody from scoring. That's good. That you did good. But you still have, if you score, the name of the game is who has the most points win, not who stops people the most. So even if you stop,
Skip,
you can stop them all day.
When I look at it,
touchdown win games.
When I look at it,
that's the point.
Justin Jefferson belongs on the list. I just don't know that he belongs there too.
Okay.
He makes a great point about pass rushers, and I can go all the way back into history and think about a Lawrence Taylor or whatever you want to call it. Michael Irvin also makes a great point. As a receiver, we depend on a lot of guys. There's a lot going on.
But what we have to do is insane.
But what we had to do, not necessarily what they're doing today. Today's game is totally different than it was when we played.
Let him say what he said.
I agree.
Because we had to pay attention to everything back there. Nowadays, you can just run free access. You got free access at everything. When we got free access, as you would say, Michael, we look up and go, we got free access. We get ready to eat this dude up. But how many times has that happened in our careers? No, not like now. That's why I look at it and I say to myself, I make that face. I go, I don't know. And another thing that how I value and I look at receivers, are you catching any balls on the numbers or everything you doing in the slot? When you know, when you're in the slot, I got the whole field to work with. I'm running shallow crosses, deep crosses. When I line up on them outside numbers, I'm out there with a man, a full-grown man with a full beard with baby car seats looking to do something to you. It's totally different.
Let me ask you one question then.
Totally different.
Would you rather have a guy with 20 sacks or a receiver with 20
sacks.
touchdowns?
Not even a question.
Are you joking?
Not even a question.
You would take a...
Not even a question.
Wait, Michael.
Game changer.
I can't even talk about that.
The pass rush is the antidote to the quarterback. It's the one thing that can stymie the quarterback from doing what he does.
Somebody, Mike,
wait.
hold on.
So a sack is not tantamount to a touchdown. That's what you just told me.
Hold on.
A sack is not tantamount to a touchdown.
You going to? Can you fluff touchdowns? We just talked about it. Can you fluff touchdowns?
Yes.
You cannot fluff them sacks, boy. You cannot fluff them sacks.
But if I'm drafting playmaker, if I'm drafting and I got my board on the room, and I got...
This is amazing.
If I'm drafted and as being the #1 overall pick as a receiver, and this is me talking now, proud to be the #1 overall pick as a receiver.
Go ahead on.
But if I'm drafting and I got a receiver on the board, and I got a pass rusher, left tackle, shutdown corner.
You're talking supply and
No,
demand.
no, I'm not. I'm not talking about supply and demand. I'm talking about the value. A pass rusher has more. T.J. Watt, Bosa's at the height of a Khalil Mack. They got more value than we do. That's all I'm saying.
And when I say supply and demand, only because you feel that there's harder to find a pass rusher than it is the receiver.
Absolutely.
I'm saying,
Absolutely.
But I'm saying the great receiver brings you. I'd rather take the 20 touchdowns over the 20 sacks.
You know what?
How many times have we seen a receiver score 20 touchdowns? We've seen many teams have guys with 20 sacks, and they went nowhere. Now let's pick up and find out how many times the team won. Guys won 20 touchdowns. I guarantee you that team did something.
So you look in the Super Bowl.
Let's look at it.
You're going to find the team with the highest sacks. 70 sacks last year, Philadelphia Eagles.